Hello class and welcome back to Dark Souls 2, and for this episode we will be finishing up the Lost Bastille along with the Sinner's Rise area, which is where one of the four Great Souls is located. The Lost Sinner specifically, which is the first one most of you should be fighting. I'm gonna switch back to the Bastard Sword, I think, because the Great Club is unwieldy and I'm used to moving away as soon as I start attacking, just to get out of the way, like, be prepared. So, although, I guess past me is an idiot and will keep using the Great Club even though he can't. Yeah, let's head through here. So apparently we should look to our left. Yep, that's the thing. So, aha, okay. So I guess we're going to be doing some more Bell Spirit stuff. Now that we've joined the Covenant, as you recall from the last episode. Or not. I guess I cut that out, just because I'd already shown it to you guys in the last episode. But it can happen when you're just having the ring on. So if you don't want to be randomly summoned to other worlds, I suggest de-equipping it and putting on something else, like say the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, which is what I'm going to use, which gives you more souls, so it's just good in general. Yeah, okay, I don't think there's any better one, although the Silver Cat Ring is great in case I accidentally fall somewhere. I'm gonna smash these and grab us a human effigy from that wall there. If you recall, that big guy used a pyromancy, so they're getting a little tougher, I guess, but that's about the extent of their abilities at this point. There's another one hiding there. Careful observation of your environment, and we can knock him down pretty quickly, I think, although I am out of stamina, so I'm going to need to block there. Yikes, this video quality is terrible. Ugh. Past me needs to get a better computer. Okay, there is no hidden path there. The message is lying. He will fall off the edge if you try to walk. So we can jump across the other ledge there, but there's no way back that I know, so I'm gonna move a little forward in the area to get to a bonfire, I believe is there. Yeah, this way. And, oh, actually that's a little further than I wanted to go. Let's head down to the bottom area first. Yeah, down here. And down the other door. Past me is smart. Then down this ledge. If you do a dash then a jump, as we've done before, should be able to just barely make it over here. You can get a large soul of a nameless soldier, so you can get yourself a big boost there. Up here is a shortcut back to an area we've already been, and we want to go down here. It's a one-way shortcut, so there's no way back from there unless you want to go through the area again, so we're just going to drop down here. Some more dogs. There should be a lot more, but as long as you're careful about where you're going, you won't encounter too many of them. We grabbed the antiquated key, I believe, from the end of the bell tower area. No, that's somewhere else, never mind. We grabbed it from somewhere. I don't exactly remember where because I haven't filmed in a while, but we have it, so that's what opens that door. I believe you can actually get into this area from another way. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm gonna show you guys that at some point. Here, yeah, there's a wall here you can break down at least to the start of the area, right after you come down the ladder. And there's the two guys and the big guy on the platform. Yeah, okay. So we have now found a shortcut, I guess. Let's make sure we finish this quickly so we can get back to the rest of the area, because we've already been here. There, that's one down. That guy was just blocking the whole time, silly him. And smack. Okay, I took a hit there because I let my stamina go down. Do not do that. It's bad. And I'm dead. Yeah, it's another problem with the Great Clubs. It consumes stamina ridiculously and you can miss sometimes. That's not good. So, I'll be a little more careful with that, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's going to consume... No, let's wait on that for a bit. We'll be heading back to Majula soon enough, and that's not enough souls to justify it. We'll just leave it in the item form. I'm gonna switch over to... Well, I can use the Greatsword, I guess. Might as well. It's a biggin. Its heavy attack confuses me a little, but I guess it does hit the front when you do that too. Front as well as the back. Or not. This happens sometimes. I guess I won't be invading anyone or being invaded in any time, so I guess that's better for these types of videos. Okay, so the Great Sword is a bit heavier than the Great Club. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, maybe, is it lighter actually? I don't know. I'm just gonna reorganize my armor a little bit so I can still roll well. Okay, I am fat rolling now. Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this offline mode actually and head into the bell tower. See what we can do there. I have switched over to heavy armor because of my big heavy weapons. More poise is better because there's a long delay between your attacks anyway, and you can't really dodge out of them effectively. So you might as well have a big weapon so you can't be interrupted as well. Well, I guess I could switch over to a lighter weapon. I don't know. Past me is indecisive. Oh, I remember liking the Craftsman's Hammer a lot. Okay, let's hope we don't go back into online mode anytime soon because I want to get through this area. Let's go Stone Ring. I'm gonna want to be stunning these guys a lot, and with the hammer, should work pretty well. Because as you can probably imagine, this area is a lot easier in offline mode because there's, or not. Apparently, even in offline mode, they summon people to murder you. Although they are NPCs, so they are a bit easier to fight. So we can reasonably expect to get through this area as long as we play it safe. Yep, just fight one guy at a time. One guy at a time. Don't lose too much health because there is a boss at the end of this area. Yeah. You may recognize the boss from Dark Souls 1, but we'll get there when we get there. Firstly, these guys take about 4 hits to kill if you do it right with the Craftsman's Hammer. A heavier weapon would definitely kill them faster, although it might be a little harder to hit them with it. They can drop some items like rusted coins, which aren't really great, but there you go. I believe the NPC Bellkeeper is going to be up here at the top. Already we're ambushed. And there's where my souls were last, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Apparently I came through here before and died, but I cut it out for your enjoyment. I didn't even notice that. Past me is getting better. Yeah, okay. There's the Dark Spirit. It's just a red version of these dwarves. That's fun. Okay, do not let your stamina go down past me, because then you will get murdered. Okay, let's focus on one at a time. No, dodge away past me. Okay. No, and I'm dead. Okay. So you gotta play it much more carefully with these guys, because there's a lot of them, and you do not want to let your stamina go down. It's very important. Yeah, it is a higher level area, I guess. Just kind of there to taunt you, but if we can get through it, then we can get to the boss a little better. We can get to the boss and get the area, the stuff behind it. And since this is a walkthrough, I guess that would be the optimal alternative. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip it for now and come back later when we've got better items. I'm gonna speed this bit up because we've already been through it. Just to remind you guys where we're going exactly, because you might not remember. I'm gonna switch my armor around a little bit. There. Okay, still mid-rolling. Let's go ahead and kill this guy just for some souls. There. Okay, since we didn't finish this drop-down area before, let's go ahead and do that now. We died at the end of it, if you recall. So let's finish up what's here. There are dogs. Okay, we can one-shot them with the hammer, which is good. They don't do too much damage, so it might be worth trading blow for blow, as long as you've got high enough armor. Frame rate. Oh well. I remember YouTubers like other bigger YouTubers complaining about like, oh, it's 30 frames. This is like 15. Quit your whining. Definitely gonna be working on bumping that up a little bit. I think I'll be running it on a better computer once I finish all these post-commentary episodes. I believe it only goes up to 11, so this is the fourth to last episode. It's also the longest pre-recorded episode I'll have. So, look forward to that. Okay. This is not just loot, it is also a trap. But it is loot as well, so make sure you kill these guys after they drop down, because one of them drops a really nice set of armor, and you want them to be in the area where you can loot them. The Wanderer set, one of my absolute favorites. It's decently light, and it's got really high defense for its armor class, at least. It's one of the reasons I enjoy playing the Swordsman class so much. Another reason is because it's got 2 swords. And that's just awesome. So let's head through here. Nice little secret with a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Woohoo. Down. Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, this area here should have some really nice loot in it. Yeah. So as you may have noticed 2 chests over on the side here. That guy's really cool looking, but there's nothing special about him. So there are 2 chests here. I do not believe either of them are mimics. Nothing special about her either. I think I might be looking for an illusory wall or something. I don't know. I don't remember this area well enough. Past me does, though. It says there's a wall, but there isn't. Okay, yeah, none of these are mimics. The bone staff. Yeah. It's always a good idea to check every one of those walls just to be safe. But there isn't one there. Okay, not that. Okay. I believe the bone staff is a catalyst. It's a pretty good one at that, but I'm not a caster. The twin blade is what we came here for. It's one of the coolest weapons in the game. Might be one of the hardest to use, but it's really cool. And the parrying dagger, which is good for dex characters. I'm just going to show you the twin blade really quick. The bone staff. Yeah, it's a decent staff. It's much better for dark, so it's a hexer, basically. The twin blade I can't use because I don't have enough dex, but at least I can try showing you the moveset. Since it's a dex weapon, I won't really be using it, but it's really cool. Yeah, look at that. Okay, it's not a great jump attack, but it's a double-sided blade. How cool is that? Okay, I think because I don't have high enough dex, I'm not really showing the moveset adequately. Okay, that was about right, but generally with high enough dex, there's a lot more twirls involved with this weapon. So it looks really cool, it hits a lot, and if you enforce it with poison, it can just wreck people. I'm gonna switch back to the Bastard Sword because it's a really nice basic weapon. It's got a great moveset. I think I might have upgraded it a bit too. And the Craftsman's Hammer, while nice, is limited in what it can do. The Bastard Sword is a all-arounder. It's got a sweep and a slam. Yeah. Don't know why I wasn't using it before. I believe this might be an insta-kill drop. No? Oh, never mind. Oh, look where we are. Back at the start. I'm going to move back to the bonfire so I can warp. Actually, is there a bonfire we can warp to? No, wait, I'm going to go back to the shortcut, right? I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if I go back to the beginning, then there is a way I can get back to where I was, that lower down area. Oh, that guy took no damage from that. I need to upgrade this sword. I do have quite a few souls. Might be trying to overpractice the Majula. I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's where we're going. Either that or to the blacksmith. No. Majula, okay. Okay, that guy. Bastard Sword does not quite one-shot them, but with just one upgrade we have it. Okay. There. Well, let's head back. Oh, wait, no, I'm warping to that bonfire. Okay. I mean, past me could spend your souls, but I don't know. I'm not past me anymore. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's head back to where we were. I believe we've got everything we need from the down area, although we might go back there just to make sure. It does tend to move around a lot. I don't know. I don't even know what that meant. Yeah. Kill that guy. Grab one of our life gems just to get him out of the way, and I don't want to waste my Estus this early. Although, it is rechargeable, I'm going to be playing with it for a lot longer. Let's use some fireballs, yay! Alright, that's that. Yeah, we're heading back down. I don't want to deal with you right now. Okay, we're not going to head back there because that's where we already were. There are some guys with crossbows. I don't think there's a way to get to them, though. Okay. Climb up this ladder. And grab this. Green Blossom and another soul item. That's good. Okay, since... Oh, he must just come up the ladder. Okay, let's throw some fireballs at him. I missed with that last one, but oh well. Be down and I can slam him. Alright, that's that. Head down to here. And there's a door, which just leads back out. So we'll head back to the last bonfire we've been to, because that's all the area has to offer. And we'll probably spend our souls then. Okay, so... Sorry I spent so long in that little down there residential area. But... it's a walkthrough, right? I gotta show you everything. Yeah, I think past me just... Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna rest at the bonfire to regain my health. Although I probably could do for spending some souls. I don't know. Okay, let's head over this way and finally move on to that area I sneak peeked a while ago. Okay. Didn't speed this one up for some reason. I don't know. Okay. Let's save our stamina just to be safe. And there. Alright, 2 heavy attack combos and he's down and we can move on. And then up here, around the spirally staircase thingy, and into the room that is full of barrels. Yay! It's not like we needed a frame rate at all anyway, right? Yeah, I'll switch over to mid-rolling. Just a quick armor change. Whee! Wonder where this goes. Wall. Yeah, I don't know why that was there either. Oh well. And then open this with my shield up just to be safe. You never know. Apparently I died. So we'll cut back to here. That exploded. I am smart. Okay, I don't know why I'm back here. Oh, apparently I think that guy might have snuck up behind me. He was hiding very sneakily. Those guys, you may have seen them before, you might not have. They're a suicide bomber type enemy. They'll run at you, throw themselves on the ground, and then explode. Like that. These ones don't actually kill themselves when they do it, but they don't do any damage, they just knock you back. That one, however, does do damage, and he does inflict a little bit of the petrify element. Basically, just swing at them before they can swing at you. Effective strategy works for any enemy. I'm going to go with the fire longsword because it's a little faster. Yeah, I died here because of all these guys were like pushing barrels and stuff, and then I exploded, and it wasn't fun. There. These guys have very low health, so I'm just going to be using the fire longsword because it's an effective weapon and it one-shots them. And it's faster than the bastard sword. Okay, that was a trap, as was to be expected. Okay, just barely. Lucky me. There's another one hiding. Ha! I am a genius. Okay, the trick here is to not run down any of those tunnels. You may have seen tunnels on the side with like messages in front of them. It says like, "Don't run." That's because you will get to the end of the corridor and you will be stuck there, and then the guys will bomb you into oblivion. However, this one has an illusory wall. gonna go ahead and rate it up just so it shows up to more people. Most people don't believe those messages, but you know, it's good to check just to be safe. Now, if I recall correctly, aha, there's another one. Which I'm gonna go ahead and mark this one because it doesn't appear to be nobody appears to have marked it at all. If I haven't already told you guys, if your message is rated up, you get a free heal, like an Estus flash charge. But it's instant use, so it can be nice if you're in a bind. So might just save somebody's life by rating up that message. Flame butterfly and 3 torches. That's good. Got a little bit of light, even though we don't really need it in this area. Very careful with my jumps, and we make it. And then over here, a bracing knuckle ring. I don't remember exactly what that does, but I'm pretty sure it's good. Might be something to do with your durability for weapons or armor. One of the two. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a durability item, which makes it useful if you're going for long runs without bonfire rest or something. Or you're going to be grinding in an area with infinite enemies. I don't know. I don't think there's any of those. A Skeptic Spice, which is quite a valuable item. You can use it with a merchant later to lower the faith requirement of using some spells. Although the spells will be less powerful, you can still use them. Yeah. Alright, here is a thing. It's an elevator type thing. As you can see, there are some items hiding along the sides. I'm going to attempt to get them. No guarantees. But for now, I am now down here with a chest. And inside this chest is a wilted dusk herb, which I believe is one of the more powerful spell restoring items. Yes. We'll go up and I'm gonna try to get that item. I might fall to my death. Just fair warning. I don't remember exactly what happens. Actually, instead of jumping for it, I'm instead going to not jump for it. I'm pretty sure it's a decently valuable item, but it's not like a weapon or an armor set or anything. It's just like another wilted dusk herb or something. It's not worth my time. Up here is a lot of exploding thingies. And I'm probably going to die if I can't leave. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. Well, these guys are trying to their AI is trying to figure out what to do without them down on the stairs. Okay, alright, everything looks to be working. I'll head back up. And there should only be a few more. If I can get them before they jump at me. Alright, alright. Okay, I'm going to use one of my... well, I don't have a fragrant branch right yet. And that door's locked. So that guy is one of the boss soul merchants. I may have told you about them before. You can sell your boss souls to them for special items. It's why I'm holding on to those 2 boss souls. So if I can get a fragrant branch, I'm gonna get that guy out of the way. Also, he unlocks a bonfire, which is a good thing, especially because they're getting close to a boss, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy because he would snuck up behind me if I didn't. Gotta watch out for those things. I'm gonna go ahead and put my life gems back on my hotbar just to be safe. You're gonna run across the bridge. Now there are archers up there on the crenellations. They will fire down on you. But if you have good enough shield or good enough timing with rolling, you should be alright. We'll enter the mist now. They can't reach you while you're doing it because you're right underneath them. And we are now in Sinner's Rise. This is a tall tower area, and that goes down into a basement with flooded basement with big monstery thingies and the Great Soul guy. Go ahead and light the bonfire in full view of these enemies. And I think I'm going to travel to Majula. Yeah. I've got enough souls, it's worth spending them now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and consume my soul items. keep those two, though. Let's get some upgrading done while we have souls first. We'll worry about leveling up after we finish upgrading, because upgrading is more important than levels. He doesn't really have any great weapons for me at the moment. Pretty sure I already have all these that I want. Past me. You already have one of those. Past. Okay. Alright. You don't need it. You don't need it. Okay, transition back to the tower. Yeah, I was a dum-dum. I paused my recording, and then I forgot to unpause it. I included a list of things that I had done. I bought and sold a few items. As I will show you in my inventory, and I leveled up a few stats, as I can show you anytime I go back to the. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what all I got. Haven't spent either of those. I believe I did find a fragrant branch of yore, which I believe was later in the area. I'll show it to you sometime. I think it is definitely in the basement area. I found Elizabeth mushroom, which is the highest tier of healing item. I found one of those. Yeah, it's down in the basement area, I think. Yeah, hiding somewhere. We'll be using that to restore the boss soul merchant. Yeah, I think that's it there. I upgraded the bastard sword to +5, and upgraded the tower shield to +4. I upgraded my vitality a little bit so I can equip heavier armor and weapons, and now I look awesome. As you can see, my strength is now 30 and my dex is now 20, so I can use basically every weapon I want to. I am fat rolling, sadly I think, but it's a fast fat roll. Okay, sorry about losing the recording. I wish but I do have a way for you to see what all you guys missed. I will go down into the lower area. I did find a royal greatsword too as well. I'll go down into the lower area and to get summoned as a phantom. Now, this is a good way to show you what it's like to be a co-op partner on the opposite side of the spectrum, because I'll be able to show you guys how to get summoned and a good place to place your signs for this boss specifically, and the way to help your host while you're this kind of character. I died here. I kept my souls around so I could buy some spells if I wanted. I forgot about that guy. Okay. Yeah, sorry about losing the recording. I will definitely be showing you where all the items are. I feel terrible about it, but I'll figure it out. Most important thing, though, is that I will still show you the boss soul merchant up here. Yeah. Still a few more guys left. Make sure they don't bother us while we're talking to the guy. Okay, everything looks good. Let's unfreeze him. This guy's a powerful mage. Light the bonfire really quickly just to make sure we don't forget. We'll talk to him.
Still a bit stiff, I'm afraid. I must thank you, young traveler. I am Stray, a wandering sorcerer of sorts.
Or one of the most powerful ever.
A very long time, but I don't think that anybody will miss me. Very good. Very good indeed, cursed one. Weak you may be, but I, Stray, will teach you my spells.
Alright, this work gets fun. We can either bring up knowledge to increase our intelligence with the lingering dragon crest ring to extend lengths of our spell effects. And spells. Spells, glorious spells. I don't have enough for both of these, so I'm going to go ahead and get Flame Swath, because Lingering Flame isn't that great. Flame Swath is one of my most favorite pyromancies ever. The mock gesture, it's like, what are you even doing? As you can see, we can get the Dragon Rider Great Shield, or the Dragon Rider Bow. I believe since I already have good enough great shields, I'm gonna be getting the bow, because I don't have a really good strength bow just yet. An interesting thing about the bow, actually, is that it deals magic damage as well, which means it can be good for that. But I'm really not going to be leveling up my intelligence that much, so it's really just a strength bow for me. Yeah, so what I'll be doing is I'll be getting some souls somehow, grabbing the last giant's club as I showed, or the great axe or whatever, and then also getting the bow, because I need a strength ranged weapon. Pyromancies aren't that great because I'll be focusing on my strength more than anything else. So then a strength ranged weapon, which will enable me to use all these arrows I've been collecting, will be very good. Very good indeed. So yes, I believe the bow is the better option. Yep, I've gone over that already. I did not die, somehow. Okay. I would have died there had that attack not hit both of them. Lucky me. Okay.
So, if you seek my vigor,
Okay, he's weird. So I grinded up a little bit of soul so I can afford that. As you can see, it scales with a B in strength, which means it's better than any other ranged weapon except great bows, I believe. And great bows are very hard to come by. So I had the impression that this was a great bow, in fact, until I started using it. It's just a normal bow. Just plain simple. Except it's a little itty weedy bitty thing. But if we can get a great bow later in the game, I would love to show you it because it's really cool. Yeah, the Dragon Rider bow is definitely a strength bow. It takes like 20 strength to use, but it's totally worth it. It's slow, but it does a lot more damage than any other bow, I think. Any other basic bow, I mean. Especially along with the magic damage, which is something that you can't really get with a lot of other bows. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with it, because it's nice. I'm going to grind up a few more souls and show you how to use this bow. It's slow, but effective. As you can see. Yeah, so I should have enough now to afford the Great Stone Axe or whatever, which is the big weapon I'm going to be going for using, although I might end up using a Great Sword instead. Yep. Giant Stone Axe is mine. It only scales with D in strength, kind of sad. I'll definitely be going for probably a better weapon, but for now that's going to be the goal weapon. Yes, look how big this thing is. Okay, looks like it uses the... looks like it uses the crush people and crush people harder technique. So, I'll probably be sticking with a more versatile weapon like a sword. Especially because I've already upgraded it. The bow is pretty heavy, so I'm going to be downgrading my armor a little bit, I think. Yeah, so I can mid-roll again. Alright, let's head to the Sinner's Rise bonfire, the top of the tower. And we'll be on our way to show you how being summoned works. It's cool how it can turn like a defeat, like losing most of a recording, into a victory. That's awesome like that. I'm going to go ahead and use my poison arrows, because you need a lot of them to use. You need a lot of them for them to be effective, and I'm kind of low on them anyway. So light and heavy attacks with bows use a different kind of arrows, because I didn't already tell you that. So I used my light attack to use up all the poison arrows, and I used the heavy attack to use up all the iron arrows here. We will be running out of arrows pretty soon. I'll need to buy more eventually. But for now, we'll stick with what we've got. We've got pyromancies and the arrows. I may have forgotten to equip flames. Well, whoops. Oh well. It's a nice spell, but it's got very few uses. So I'm probably gonna stick with Fireball for now, especially because I might not have enough attunement slots either, because I think it takes 2. I believe there was a common fruit on the end of that ledge there. Yeah. So that's where I got that one. It's not a great item, but it's something. guy. The thing with bows is you move more slowly while you're drawing it, but you still move. So you can like start drawing it and then duck up from behind your corner as you're about to shoot. It's an effective strategy, and one that works for most enemies, because they can't really get a chance to retaliate against you if you're hiding behind a wall. So we pull this switch, wait for the elevator. And wait for the elevator. And there it is. Okay. So wait for it to get here. We'll hit the button. Now there is a ledge right on top of where we're going that does have an item on it, so I'm going to try to jump for it. Just to show you guys where it is. It's better to get it on the way down, because that way you can land on the elevator when you jump off the ledge. Or, yeah, so you should jump off it there. Since I already did, I'm not going to risk it. I don't think that's where the fragrant branch was. That's where the, I don't know, it's where something was. I think it was it was the throwing knives, the poison ones. So you just simply place your sign down whenever you're just hollow or anything. Or, okay. Past me, apparently. Yeah, okay, so I got summoned a few times, but the host died every time. Which means you get sent back to your world. But you do keep all the souls you got. So, in essence, I've been grinding a bit. I did buy the Ring of Whispers as well, with a few of the souls I got, which is a more important item later. I'll show you guys when we get there. I bought 2 broadswords, just so I can show you guys how dual wielding works. I have enough stats for it. You simply hold down both weapons, and you simply equip both weapons, and you hold down the button to two-hand the two-hand button. You hold that down. For me, it's Y on the controller. And you enter a power stance, which is normally it would be the two-hand your left weapon. So instead, you enter a power stance, which is a really cool way you can use 2 weapons at once. It's nice for dex users because you can use 2 daggers and do like flurry attacks and stuff, or you can with a strength person you can hold if you get really high strength you can use 2 great swords. We already explained how it works, but you need 1.5 times the stat requirements for each stat. So say if you needed 20 strength to use a weapon and 10 dex, you would need 30 strength and 15 dex to be able to dual wield it effectively. Otherwise you just two-hand the left weapon like normal. So that's how that all works. It's just you can only dual wield weapons of the same class. Like you can only dual wield 2 swords. You can only dual wield 2 swords or something like that. And or 2 daggers or something. You can dual wield a scimitar and a katana, I think, just barely, but only select weapons that are very similar to each other can be dual wielded. That's about it for dual wielding, I think. You have a unique moveset. You use the left weapon attacks to use the dual wield sets, otherwise you just attack basically with your right weapon. And yeah, plain and simple, you don't get a shield, so it's a bit riskier, but you do a lot more damage, because you'll be attacking with 2 weapons at once. Yep. Now I'm going to show you Flame Swath. Summons a little ball of fire at your target's location, which then explodes. It takes a little bit, but it's a very large area and it does a lot of damage. So I think it's one of my most favorite spells in the game, but it can be hard to use, especially for a low-level caster. Yeah, I bought a lot of arrows just then, so I'm going to be using them. The wooden arrows are infinite, cheap, but they don't do a lot of damage. I'm entering my aim mode by pressing the opposite hand's light attack. This allows me to fine-tune my shots at a long distance where I normally can't lock on. It's good for hitting buttons and that sort of thing. Yeah, so that's how that works. Wooden arrows are cheap and plentiful, but they don't do a lot of damage. And I also bought all of that blacksmith guy's iron arrows, which is the more expensive but heavier type, which means they do more damage. So now I'm finally going to show you how being summoned works. I cut out all the failed attempts, because they didn't really amount to anything except grinding on the enemies a few times, so I could get a few more souls so I can do all the things I just did. You simply piss down your sign and wait. Um, you can use the name engraved ring, which you can buy at the cat, to select a certain server to play on effectively, which limits you from being summoned by random players, but allows you to play with your friends better if you select the same server. Basically, it's selecting a certain god or something whenever you equip it. It's a really cool system and allows you to play co-op through the entire game if you want. So we'll be helping out this guy. As you can see, this area down here is waterlogged and not fun to move around in, so it's better to be a heavy warrior here where you don't need to rely on rolling as much. It looks like he already cleared out all the giant monsters and got all the stuff to the side. So if you recall at the start of the area, there were some side passages. You can go down those to get some basic items, along with fighting big giant monster thingies. Sadly, I think he may have already done that without me and decided he needed a phantom. So I don't get to show you that, the giant monster guys. Really wish I could have. I think they show up later. Basically, they're slugs. You can attack them pretty efficiently from their back. Just be wary of their slow, powerful attacks. Yeah. My past me really needs some work on his editing. Oh well. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of these guys. Wow. In the cells. I believe in one of the cells in the upper area is where you can get the fragrant branch of yore. I don't think it's locked or anything. Just there. So you may have noticed stairs back there. That's where the fragrant branches were, I believe. There's also cells that lead out to the other areas. You don't have to lead out to here, so you don't have to open the gate. I'm gonna go ahead here. As you can see, there are stairs to the side. Both of those require late game keys, I think, or maybe if you finish the bell tower, there are keys in there which allow you to open those areas. There's nothing really special in them, but they're there. I believe he's summoning another phantom. People can place their phantoms closer to the gate. That guy's a shade, which means he's a lower class of phantom. He doesn't get rewarded as he doesn't get rewarded as effectively, but you don't need. But the reward is not a covenant item. So to wait for your boss to go through before you can enter. The shade gets a small white shiny stone, whereas me, as a full white phantom, get a token of fidelity, which I can use to enter a covenant later. He skipped the cutscene, sadly. It's basically showing you this boss guy, the Lost Sinner. He's basically a prisoner guy. His hands are bound together in one of those like chain in basically handcuffs. He's got an iron mask on with spikes on the inside. He's got very limited clothing, I guess. The intro cutscene showed a maggot crawling out of his eye, or her, or whatever. I don't know. One of the two. Basically, this is a boss. Heavy sword fighter, can strike from long distances away. The area is very dark, so keep a good lock on her, or on the sinner. I'm just gonna call him that now. Call it that. Yeah. Be ready to dodge whenever the attacks can come quickly. See there, I didn't have my shield up because I was just charging my stamina and I got hit. Use range attacks if you can, because this person can only use melee. As with any boss, it's much easier with phantoms because they can distract the attention from the boss, the host, who in this case is a sorcerer, so they're using ranged attacks exclusively, while the two Great Shield guys are engaging the boss head-on. Also, another thing I forgot to mention about Shades and White Phantoms is that Shades are on a time limit, and White Phantoms are not. So Shades can, in the middle of a level, be disconnected from the host by being there too long, whereas White Phantoms cannot. So generally it's more beneficial for the host to summon a White Phantom. There's also a covenant that turns your White Phantom into a Gold Phantom, the Warriors of Sunlight. I'll show you guys that later, I think. Although I might have already gotten there and not joined them. I don't know, I'm not certain anymore. Anyway, we beat the boss. Task completed, returning to your world. That was the Lost Sinner. And also how to be a phantom. So once you beat the boss, beat any boss actually, you're sent back to your world. One once you beat the Lost Sinner, oh, that's where I got the, okay. So once you beat the Lost Sinner, there is a large door that opens in the back of the room. You go through that. There's a chest on the side which contains a fragrant branch of yore along. I'm not sure what else. I think that's it. You also get the soul of the Lost Sinner as an item once you beat the boss. Then you go through and there is a broken bonfire called a primal bonfire. As soon as you interact with it, it sends you immediately back to Majula, I think. So that's about all that does. Yeah. So it's just like, hey, you finished the boss, good job, that's the end of this area, just head back to Majula or something and continue on to the next one. Okay. Pretty simple stuff. Also, beating a boss as a White Phantom, or a Shade, I believe, immediately reverts you back to human form, so it's a good way to get back to human if you're not if you don't have any human effigies. So that's nice. Yes. Okay. And you also get like, as you saw, a token of fidelity, which I can use to enter a covenant or to level up in a covenant. I believe it's the Way of the Blue, or the no. And as a gold phantom, as I mentioned earlier, the Hairs of the Sun, you get a sunlight medal instead, which lets you level up in that covenant. Okay. I think that's all for this episode. Just gonna buy a few more arrows. Just a couple. The max item stack is 999, by the way, so that's the maximum amount of arrows I'll be able to hold. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. Class dismissed.